Our aim is to do 100 good deeds before next year, when he would be 100. He would have been 100, and we're nearly there. I think we're up to 89, 90 now. So all over the world, everybody's involved with us. We have one of our trustees here, Ula. Could you please stand up, from Portugal visiting? Yeah, Ula, welcome. She does, her Sanskrit name is Gita. She does a lot of work to raise funds in Portugal, in Estoril, and there she helps a couple of charities. Would you like mentioning them?
It's different charities, some for children, some for dogs and cats, animals, some for older people, homeless people. There's a big need in Portugal, just like here in Spain. So, yeah, we don't have any difficulty in finding a project to support. And there's one especially which I felt could be franchised to Spain maybe, which was the Cocina con Alma, yeah, which is a great idea, where they sell food, ready-made food, and the more we buy, the more they can help families who can go there and buy food in the same manner, but they get a credit card. We all buy a credit card, and they choose the same food as we do. No one knows that they are the needy families, and they buy food for a whole family for something like 50 cents or 10 cents. And we, normal people who are not in such difficulties, perhaps will pay 15 euros for this. And they get this support for 6 months so that they can look at getting their lives sorted. They're usually middle-class families that have suddenly become jobless, homeless, without money. So this is a very good project, where we bought through SIS a fridge.
Yes, we bought a fridge. We donated a fridge to them.
Yeah.
There's lots of little projects that people are doing all over the world. So whenever we do talks, she gets the money and we give it there and then. And it's really nice because everything is done. So really everybody, all of you that come here and donate the money is, so really we have to thank you all. Isn't it true? Thank you very much indeed. So all these projects we're doing is thanks to you. And I'd like to thank Les from Akian. Les, can you introduce yourself? For those who don't know you, some new faces. Who also works very hard for children in need. That's his aim in life. And he came to me many years ago saying he didn't want to die until he gave something back to the world. And so he started this a few years back, and when I was in Tanzania, we're doing the project together, I saw the work he had done was very impressive. So we're joined on board to help, because obviously there is so much need there. And with 2 charities joining up, we can do much more and raise more funds. So that's another thing we've done. Also, just to inform you that I told you about the Gambian school we were going to be building, and it's going to be called the Sachidananda School. That's 80% built. They just need the roof, which we have 2,000 euros, and we will be giving it to them to complete the roof, and that's nearly completed as well. It'll take another few months, and that will be ready in Gambia as well. So just keep you informed of what's happening. So we can start. We'd like to show you the DVD so you know where your money goes and donation
and
goes.
And here in Gibraltar, no?
Oh yes, and here in Gibraltar, the Ogabetania. Yes.
No, for the home, no, the new home that they've done. The cancer research.
Yeah, we have a flag day. Yeah, we have a flag day. Please volunteer and help us sell on Flag Day, June the 14th.
There's a roster up outside.
There's a roster outside. We need your help. We always do 2 charities, one local, because I really believe we need to serve where we are. And so we're going to do the new home for cancer relief, because they often need things that government cannot supply them. And it's for the family room that they are completing now. And they just need a few hundred more to complete it. So we think we can guarantee that. Right, Patty? So, and then we also, and the other 50% is going to this new project, Soup Kitchen and Sports Ground for Street Children. So just to inform you, I think you should know everything that's going on. It's your center. This center was built for everyone, not just for us, but everyone. So can we start the video and then we can get straight into Yamaniyama?
Okay, do you want to do it? Like I say,
Would you
we've
like to
just
send us
taken
any
delivery
words?
of it today, and it's a little bit rough, so it might need tidying up a little bit.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet.
You click on play.
So you can see it's Integral Yoga and SIS, and the three charities being involved. Hi, Barty.
Parece Lucas riéndose.
Yes. The lyrics of this song is written by Les Roberts. Yeah. Those are the Messiah. Yeah. That's Charles.
On the side.
Yes. We had so much fun. That's the leprosy camp.
See the other side, it will come to you. Same world from you. See the sky so blue. See the shining moon. It will come to you. Same world from you. See your dreams so clear. See our hopes and fears. It will come to you.
This is the leprosy camp. So happy when they close. That's Patty and Julia Gordon, decided to come. That's where you're supposed to jump. See the difference when they're sponsored properly. The clothes, everything. That's the land. And this is the final project that Integral Yoga has kindly donated to.
See the world so wide, see the other side. It will come to you, same world, different view. See the sky so blue, see the shining. It will come to you, same world, different view. See your dreams so clear, see your hopes and fears. It will come to you, same world, different view. See a baby cry, see an old man die. It'll come to you, same world to find you. See your thoughts appear, to you. Same world to find you. See your dreams so clear. See your hopes and fears. It will come to you.
One more time. Everybody. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah
So that's where your money's going. It's nice to know, isn't it? That at least we can feed one extra person. I always say, what's the point of doing all these spiritual practices if we can't even help another soul? And the soul starts really for people who live here in your own hometown, with your own families, with your own friends. And then if the joy or the message comes to you to go further afield, you'll do it. You don't have to run out and do it. When you're needed, you would be called to do things. There's such a force inside of you that you have to do it. You can't not do it. But when you get strong, you'll be called to work. So the idea of Yama Niyama, the idea of the Yoga Sutra study is to build that strength in us, to build that harmony within ourselves so that we're not bogged down by everyday personal I, me, mine, fears that we can't think beyond our little mind. Sri Patanjali helps us to go to another place where we learn to restrain the nonsense, as I love to call it. Stop the nonsense was one of my favorite phrases when many of my students used to come and study with me and go on and on and on. They forget they used to do that before, about their problems and me and I and this, and after many months I would go, stop that nonsense, But feeling sorry for oneself is very common in this world, and there's no need to feel sorry for yourself. When you see those people, and you look at yourself and you go, oh my God, what right have I got to even complain? And AIDS is rampant in these places, malaria is rampant, people die all the time like flies and nobody really cares. It's really quite sad. So it's the yoga study is to teach us to be more thinking out of our personal box of selfishness. In everything we do, when we cook, when we do anything in our lives, there should be a feeling of, I am doing this with a feeling of love, so that whoever eats my food will be benefited by it. When you go to your job, I'll do my job so well that my employer will be benefited by it. And in so serving, you become benefited yourself. And today, our world has become so selfish. I hear people say all the time, what is it in it for me? I mean, they don't even look happy when they say it. They don't even look happy. They look frustrated and angry. And if you just study body language, you see who are the people who are really happy. Those that are not afraid to give. Those that are generous. Those who go out, to their friends who need help. You can see there's a joy in their face. Who do you see that are miserable? It's just common sense. Those who are all the time, my problem, me. I know it's hard. I'm not saying the world is not hard. I'm not saying we don't go through pain. We do. But my God, we've been given so much more equipment to help us through it. These people are given nothing, not even the basic needs. And we have all the needs. We have everything.
We have more than what we need.
Yes, much more than what we need. And we don't know how to be happy. And they have nothing, and they know how to be happy. You know, did you see the way they were smiling?
Yeah.
The one clothing. We had so much fun giving those, you know, the clothes to them. So much fun. So excited about their new clothes. You know, mattresses. It made us, you know, we could have done, maybe we went there to do that. But I tell you, we were the ones to come back with the joy, with the peace, with the gratitude that we are able to serve. Just gratitude to God all the time on our way home. We said, we're just so grateful, God, that you gave us this job to do, because it made us feel fulfilled. You know, it really made us feel better as human beings. So we think we're serving somebody else, but really we're serving ourselves. We're really serving ourselves, and in going there, it constantly reminds you, when you work with people who have mental problems, who have physical problems, when you work with them, you're constantly so grateful that you've been given all that you have been given to live a good life. And everybody here has been given so much. And Sri Patanjali tells us how to unlock our small world and make it a beautiful, happy world where not only are we good with people, we're good with ourselves. We learn to love ourselves. We learn to be selfless to ourselves. You know, we learn to make time for ourselves. We learn to promote ourselves in our spiritual way. Spiritual way. All of us hide our spiritual selves. We're very happy to show off with the material, you know, with all the outer. And the sutras help us to bring out our inner world and bring it out. Only then, when the spirit is brought out through this instrument of the body, can we make a difference in our lives. Only then can we feel in harmony, that, you know, the spirit, body, and mind are one. When one is going one way and the other is going the other way, it's very hard to find fulfillment in your life. So when we light the candle of our soul, when we light that candle of our soul, we light the world. We can light the physical body, you know, whatever you want to do on the outside, as much as you want. It'll make you happy for a little while, but one day it's all going to catch up with you. We're all going to age, you know. But the spirit never ages. It never ages, because it goes when the body goes, when the body stays. We fly. So don't be afraid to bring your spiritual self out. Don't be embarrassed about your spiritual you. Yes, some people say, oh, you're too much for me. Fine. Why you worry so much? It's your life. You need to live it beautifully. We all say, make me an instrument of thy peace. And we're asking for it, but when we are given opportunities, we're too frightened. So Sri Patanjali gives us that science on how to get through all these obstacles. All these obstacles. And obstacles are normal in our human life. Please, don't think you're picked on. Do you remember? Obstacles normal? Yeah. Who doesn't have an obstacle in their life? Please put up your hand. No one.
Right now, none.
You're blessed.
No, in this moment, no.
Good.
No, in this moment, none.
Yeah, and even if it is, it's little. Yeah? It's little. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. Don't look at your obstacles as a big deal. Okay, I've got this obstacle. I'm in so much pain now. You know what? I will get better. You know, today I saw somebody who was amazing, going through a very bad time. And she said to me, I will get better. I said, yes! That's what you want to hear. You know, and you don't feel it, but that determination, that power will make you heal. Even just saying those words, the cells hear you, the cells hear you. That's the God-given power we've been given. And again and again and again, Sri Patanjali will tell us as we think it will become. So he gives us lots of ways to distract the mind from I, me, mine, and I'll repeat Gurudev again. He says, when you keep saying I, for me, I, me, mine, so many minds, they'll all explode. And that's what happens. You explode, you explode. So live in the world of friendship, we. Live in the world of love, it's all about we. Live in the world of make my world small. Let me put a board up. You will have a panic attack and you will suffer. So live in the broad world of we, not in the small world of I. And you see how your life will change. Everybody I know that lives in the world, we are one family. We, and not all about me. I see they are joyous. I see they are
Have you
joyous.
noticed even in illness and wellness, one is I-ness, the other one is weakness?
I know, Gurudev always said it.
Did he?
Yeah,
Didn't you know that?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, yeah. Watch that DVD. He spoke at the I think it was Johns Hopkins University, and they had all the top doctors. Gurudev is a Master Sri Swami Satchidananda, for those who don't know. And he spoke at the Johns Hopkins University, and all medical people, and they invited him to be the guest speaker, showing how yoga will help. And his first thing on the board was, he put illness, wellness. He said, look at that. I, illness. Wellness, we, illness. So when you say we, you become well. When you say I, you become ill. And he got apparently his secretary was with him there. She told me, I think it was Amma, and she said, he got a roaring standing ovation. And it was nothing scientific.
Mataji told us as well, remember? Mataji mentioned it as well.
Yeah, Mataji mentions it as well all the time. She loves that one too. And but you know, that is the truth. When we are in we are so well. When we're in I, we are so ill. I mean, the body will bring illnesses anyway because we're machines. You know you're a machine, don't you? Yeah. The heart stops, the breath stops, you're going to die, right? So it's a machine. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
It's like the car, right?
Great.
It's
We're all gonna die.
We're just machines, you know? So machines have to get, they get to get older sometimes. Some machines are really good and last until your last years. And some machines are not that good. They came pretty imperfect, even to the world, with little scars and, disabilities. So you know that you're going to have some kind of breakdown over the years. So, yoga is also the physical method to have how you can avoid the breakdown to be worse, how you can better yourself. So we're our machines. If you can just think that the machine has been given to us to live a brilliant life, and many of us choose to live a miserable life. That's the only free choice we have. We don't have any free choice in, for example, when we're going to die, or what illness is going to come to us, or what obstacle is going to come in our way. We don't know when that happens. But when it happens, the free choice we do have is how to deal with it. To surf the wave or to drown. As my master would say, the higher the wave, the better the surfer. So let's be the best surfer ever. So let us continue on our study of Sri Patanjali. And what page am I?
1 to 5.
Yeah, 1 to 5, right. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. So we finished last week by the practice, and here is the practice. It says, by the practice of the 8 limbs of yoga, what happens? Do you remember from last week? Anybody? Some of the new people. Do you remember? What happens when you practice the 8 limbs of yoga? Anybody, try. You're an old teacher. Okay, let me tell you, the impurities dwindle away. See, 1 week and everybody's forgotten. How quick. So, you see why I have to do this for 20 years? By the practice of the 8 limbs of yoga, the impurities dwindle away, and there dawns the light of wisdom, leading to discriminative discernment. Wonderful. So all you have to do is practice these 8 limbs, and what happens? The negative will go away. You don't have to struggle so much. Do you know the amount of people that come and tell me, my mind, I can't control it, it's driving me nuts. Thousands over the years. Millions, I think. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. I'll go back to the 1,000. In my mind, thousands are millions. You know, why should so many people be suffering like this? You know, I can't do it. I can't live with my mind. I can't. So don't struggle. They fight with their minds. They fight with themselves. They just argue. Why can't I do it? I'm stupid. I'm dumb. I'm not good enough. I'm going to try. They sit down for meditation. They're fighting. I'm not good enough. This is wrong. That is wrong. I can't seem to control it. And it's all this stress. Sri Patanjali gives us an easy way. Don't stress. Just practice these things by itself. The impurities will dwindle. So you don't need to do much. You just have to do this. So we covered the 8 limbs of yoga last week. So we'll start with the first one again. And here in Sutra 30, for those who have the books, it'd be really nice if you look at it, because vision and hearing makes good memory. Did you know that? You know, even when you teach children in kindergarten, when they see it in a book, right? And then you ask them which is an apple, and you say it, and they have the visual, they learn much faster. Much faster. So if you don't have a book and you're interested in this science, do get the book, because you learn much faster when you hear and you read.
And
yes.
we have some more books now.
And we have some more books now. Fantastic. Thanks to Bhavani and Prema and Anna. Thank you. So, and here in Sutra 30, anybody wants to read it? Who has a book? No? Okay.
Yama consists of non-violence, truthfulness, non-stealing, contents, and non-greed.
Continence.
Continence.
Yama consists of non-violence, we spoke about it last week, truthfulness, non-stealing, continence, and non-greed. We will cover each one of these in depth in a while. Not yet, all right? So now the next sutra Sri Patanjali comes to, he says, these great vows are universal, not limited by class, place, time, or circumstance. Not limited. In other words, make these the vows of your life. Non-violence. Don't apply violence in your life. Truthfulness. Try always to be truthful. Non-stealing. Don't take anything that doesn't belong to you. Oh, I'm sorry about the music. We need to talk to the minister about this new dance school, no?
Oh, there's a dance school.
Yeah. What can we do? Are you okay with it?
Yep.
Okay, good, yeah. So we got non-stealing, and then we got continence. You all know what continence means. And finally, non-greed. Make this a vow, because they're great. Even if you make one vow that I am going to practice non-violence, I'm going to try to practice non-violence, then all the rest will follow. Because if you practice non-violence, automatically you can't lie. Because lying is a violence to yourself. We'll cover it, like I said, in depth. So these great vows, they're like universal laws, the laws of the universe. You know the laws of the universe? They're great laws. Action, reaction. So here he says they're universal, and there's no excuse not to practice them. You can't say, oh, this is I'm from a different class. You can't say that. You can't say it's the wrong place. I'm in another place, so nobody would know if I lied. No, you can't do that either. And you can't say, oh, now I feel nobody's looking, I can apply violence. Because it's the right time, I can be violent. No. Or circumstance. In other words, there's no excuse. Make them your great vows. When I first studied this sutra, I took upon the first two thinking it'd be easy. It was one of the most difficult things that I ever to try and practice in my life. I thought I was a good person, but I didn't realize how subtle violence was and how subtle truthfulness was. And just by practicing and practicing myself, nobody else, not talking about other people's violence or other people's truthfulness. There was no time. There's still no time for that. It's just time to fix yourself. And we got, as far as I know, this lifetime for me with this body that is capable of seeing, hearing, smelling, walking, talking, I have one lifetime to try and learn to accomplish this. Don't waste your time. So the blaming out there is, oh, your fault that I am miserable because you're violent, had to stop right away. It's a hard thing to do because the finger loves to point. We love to blame. Yes, maybe that person is making you feel violent because of their violence. That's the control that you have to apply. Because if you become violent, you suffer. So how do you deal with situations? Like I said, when we talk about violence, we go deeper into the very subtle aspects of non-violence and truthfulness. And here he says, niyama consists of purity, contentment. You're all pure, aren't you? Yeah, you are. You're absolutely pure. You just forgot. Absolutely pure. We just forgot. That's all. It's the mind that's tainted, right? Not the spirit. It can't be tainted, but the mind can. So, contentment, accepting but not causing pain. How many of you are really good at this? Good. So you can accept pain and not hit back. Well, I thought you said you're good at it.
I'm sure you find one occasion where maybe you fail.
Oh, we all fail sometimes when we travel along this road. That's not the point, but at least you can say it with conviction that this is what you are doing. And the more conviction you have, the more you will apply it. The more you promise yourself you're going to do something, the more you will. The more you affirm the positive, the more you will do it. Are you very hot? I see people with fans. Yeah, you're okay? Okay. Oh, you're always warm, right, Myra? So,
Nalanie, I think that, what you just said about not causing pain in return, I think that the Hindu philosophy, and especially, what we studied in Patanjali, it really brings it out in the sense that it's back to selfishness and selflessness. You know about, through yoga, you learn about karma, as you sow you reap, from the Bible. So, in a way, I think that you become fearful, it might be the wrong reason for not doing it, but you become fearful of causing pain in return, because you know the good you do will come back to you, the evil you do stays with you. So in a way it acts like a deterrent.
Yes, it does. But
it might not be like the sincere, pure thing to do, but maybe in the long run it does become part of your psyche.
Yes, it does. When you first start to practice, it never feels sincere.
No.
You know, I remember, like I always tell this story, when I first met, well, my guru as a master, not just like a grandfather image who visited our home when we were children and gave us big hugs, you know. He was a wonderful master and gave us yoga lessons. When I first took him on as a guru, my first retreat ever, you know, I learned this lesson because, you know, like everybody else, I went up to him, oh, this person has calls me this, and this person calls me this, and he goes, Nalanie, do you want peace? Yes, but this person's coming. Nalanie, do you want peace? Yes, Gurudev, I want peace. But, Nalanie, do you want peace? Yes. You know what you have to do? Bless all those that hurt you. My answer to him was, Gurudev, it's impossible. It would make me a hypocrite. And I'm not a hypocrite. And he said to me, yes, in the beginning, you will feel like a hypocrite. You will. But with practice, every day during your meditation, you bring this person to your mind and bless them. Just bless them. And I really wanted peace. So I said, yes, I will do that. And really, within 6 months of doing this practice, when I next saw this person that in those days I used the word hate, you know, all I felt was compassion. It shocked me. It shocked me how powerful this practice was. And since then, many of my students have practiced. So many of you are people who have hurt you in your life. And you keep that pain, and it stays here in your heart, and you don't heal. You don't heal. You can't be a pure instrument when you have that pain in your heart. You must forgive. You have to forgive. But to forgive doesn't happen like this. You can say the word, I forgive you, but not really. You're saying it with your mouth, but your heart hasn't really forgiven. That takes time. And even after 6 months, the compassion was there. It's at least the hate dwindled away. That dwindled away to compassion, but still there was a huge dislike. Do you see what I'm saying? It took many years of continuous practice until even the dislike was gone. And that person was never my kind of person anyway. But it came finally to a stage of not even love or don't love, but total non-existence in my mind. Total. That person couldn't influence my mind anymore. And that took a period of almost 10 years.
Sure.
So it does take a long time. But 10 years, I'm talking 10 years ago. So I've been 10 years free. Isn't that great? I was free much more, but every once in a while, that used to come up, even after 6 months or 1 year, that old anger. I go, oh my God, you're stubborn.
And it depends, I suppose, on the hurt that you feel.
Yes.
How deep it is. And
yes, of course. If it's many years of a constant battering, it takes a long time. You know, if it's just recent, it's more easy. It's much more easy to do, you know, because it's not deeply entrenched, you know. And so, yeah, so it's a deep, deep practice. And even though it's little, even that little has to be removed. You know, I remember the last 5 years of the 10 years, it really was a little. It wasn't that dislike in immense, but even that would stop your peace. Even that would take away your peace until you just gave that person unconditional love, in which case it was just another person. And then you didn't bother about it anymore. It no longer stained your heart anymore. It no longer had any effect. But 10 years is nothing to give yourself peace. People go, oh, such a lot of work. You know, this is why many people go to all these retreats and these courses telling you that in 1 weekend you can get over and heal your life. I'm sorry. I could easily tell people that and I'd be totally lying to you. But you can't. It'd be such a lie. The only way you can heal your life in 1 weekend is if you can do all that, forgiving everything in 1 weekend. Then it's possible, but nobody can do it for you. You have to do it for you. Again and again and again and again, I'll say the same words. I can only do my own forgiving. You have to do your own forgiving. So yeah, San, that's the truth. In the beginning, it feels not truthful. But over time, you do it with anybody who hurts you, it becomes a really nice practice. You know, and then you go around blessing them. You find it quite funny, you quite laugh in your mind. You know, you laugh at yourself. You know, a few months ago I was actually cursing them, and now I'm blessing them. Yes, John.
I was going to say that I mean, we are emotional creatures more than rational. But you've got to ask yourself, would you rather be happy or would you rather be right?
Absolutely. What a wonderful thing.
And basically, I totally agree with you because your worst enemy, the first one you've got to forgive and wish them well and let them go. Doesn't mean you condone.
No, you never condone that which is. Sri Patanjali is telling us that in the next sutra. You do not condone negative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm mentioning this because you can do it a lot quicker than you do realize you can. I mean, I'm surprised it took you a long time because I can't imagine you being that angry for that long time.
I'm talking long time because it was still there, that one every 8 months or 6 months, it would peep its nasty head.
Must have been very bad.
Yeah, it was. It shocked me into how people could be. I didn't believe there was a bad thing in anyone.
And finally, I would say that to come to terms more easily, you can say, I forgive you for not having been the way I would have wished you to be.
I see a little selfishness in that, Yuvan. Yeah.
Well,
I see a little selfishness. I forgive you putting yourself superior. I believe even the negative people in our life are, in a way, for me, our greatest teachers. So I'm grateful that they're the way they are because it made me learn a lot. If it wasn't for that much pain, I wouldn't be where I am today. So really, I wouldn't even say that. I would just let it go. So shall we go to the next one? Yes, you have one more thing to say.
No, the way I look at it is that by saying these words, depends how you focus it, how you view it. So by saying forgive you for not being the way, doesn't mean I was right, it's only the way I expected you to be. So I forgive them, but not because I'm superior or any of those.
Okay.
Just because.
Thank you. I really understand where you're coming from, but I'll just add one more thing. Our master used to say, even a little expectation will make you unhappy or disappointed. You know? Just to make it so clear, so pure. You're absolutely right in what you say. I'm just like redefining it deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. So that's not even the thought of I and you are wrong or right. You go beyond wrong and right. And that takes time. You transcend that. You no longer even see it as wrong or right. You just see it as a perfect plan that was caused to you. It was a perfect plan. The divine had a perfect plan. That person, and you see it even more different. You see that person had to take that negative role to teach you. Wow. Thank you, sir. And that's how you really feel inside. Really inside. And that does take time. Really, thank thank you for taking on such a bad role so that I could learn the best. Because you need a teacher to learn, and these people teach us. So they became my gurus. And whenever, still today, people hurt me, and I go to my room and I pray very hard, and I'm very grateful they do. I really am. I really feel grateful because it makes me feel very humble, because they teach me a lot. They teach me a lot.
Nalanie, that
Yes.
reminds me of a reading that you once had. I can't remember, but it was about heaven and souls coming in, I think. And it's who wants to come, they're taking care of somebody to be the friends or to help them. And
That's
lots
right.
of people volunteer. Who wants to come to be a teacher to this person, and lots of people volunteer. And as you go on, like, you need to have somebody to be the negative one to really teach that person. And it's the souls that really love that person, that want to expand, will come in that role. Do you remember you had
Absolutely.
It was
I
really
wonder what I've done with
a
it.
beautiful reading.
Yeah, I wonder what I've done with it. 'Cause it was. And the one that decides to be the enemy is your best friend in the before life who came to teach you. It's wonderful. And you know, if you read the book Embraced by the Light by Betty Eadie, and she has a near-death experience, and she leaves this earth and her experience, and she meets, and you know, people that she used to criticize or think were good for nothing, you know, she's taken to see them, and she sees this drunk in the street, you know, and she asks the person who's showing her, said, tell me, what's the use of these people? This drunk in the street doesn't do anything for society. Said, do you see the lawyer that's walking past the drunk? Yes, I do. Well, that lawyer, if it wasn't for that drunk, would have ended up alcoholic and like him. But as he saw that drunken man in front of his home for so many months, he said he didn't want to be like that. So he didn't become an alcoholic. Interesting, right? So we don't know. The truth is we don't know. All we know is that we can fix ourselves, and that's the focus. Never the focus outwards, but the focus inwards. Because there's so much to do with ourselves, cleaning up the instrument. Thank you for remembering that lovely story. Yeah, I must look for it. I remember when I read it, I was so touched by it. But that is the truth, and that's the final realization, you know, after those years, is to put that person, really, those people, on a pedestal. For me, they have been on my pedestal now. Pray for them constantly. What a role.
It's all very well saying forgive, but we're human and it's very difficult to forget. How do you deal with that? Because you can keep saying I bless them and I forgive them, but every time you see them, there's a memory there, something brings it back.
Well, this is the 10 years I was talking about. It takes 10 years so that you even forget. But that takes time. Forgive, like I said, you're absolutely right. Easy to forgive, quite easily. Forgetting is what I should have specified. Forgetting, that took 10 years.
And can I add something? Because you told me this.
Yes,
and
please
I did it.
do.
And every time you see that person, you just cover them with the love. But really mean it. And see the good in them, and you will in time. And it does work.
It's magic. You know, so many people come to me, and my students have taught me, or my patients have taught me, that this science is so magical. Because so many people have done this light. I say, cover them in light. And say, you know, I really love you. You really love me. Thank you, you know, for coming to my life to teach me. And really, those that practice it, every single case has been successful. Here's one of the cases, but many, many more. It's been successful.
In fact, we see each other now, and she comes and gives me a kiss. And she really hurt me badly. But I dropped the pain, and then I started to see her in a different light. And I did exactly that, so...
Now, I've had a similar situation with somebody and I can see where they're coming from, so I just do that. No, it's they're the one with an issue, not me.
That's
I just
right.
hear myself and take it from there.
That's right. That's wisdom. And there dawns the light of wisdom, leading to discriminative discernment. You got it. You just use that light. Yes, yes, that's the way they are. Just leave them. It's not my problem. Got it. Discriminative discernment. Don't keep on top of them. Don't keep going there. No need. You've learned. They did their
For the
job.
wicked as well. Keep away.
We're coming to the four locks and keys soon. Yeah. So niyama consists of purity, contentment, accepting pain but not causing pain, study of spiritual books, and worship of God or self, surrender to the force, to the divine consciousness, whatever you want to call it. So now he tells us, the next one is really important, and I would really like you all to memorize this. When disturbed by negative thoughts, opposite positive ones should be thought of. This is Pratipaksha Bhavana. So when you have a negative thought, please listen to this really, really, really clearly. Opposite positive thoughts should be thought of. Not, I have a negative thought. I have a negative thought. Let me get rid of this negative thought. Exactly the example she's given. See, the person that's causing you pain, thought, negative, pain, pain, pain. What do you apply? Light. Positive. You have to apply the positive. People with phobias, when they have phobias, they come to me, I have a phobia of this, phobia of that. So what do? I take the negative phobia and apply something beautiful. So I'll take what they are frightened of, and then I'll tell them to have a beautiful thought. So as soon as they see the negative, I ask them to remember something positive in their life, especially something funny, because you change your facial expressions immediately and you lighten up. So something funny. So I'll say, think of something that makes you laugh. Think of something that makes you smile. I can't think of anything. Think, and then they come up finally with something. Do you see that image sharply in your brain? They see that image sharply in their brain. See it again? Yes. Then I bring the object which they're frightened of. And then you see the face drop and suddenly, change it! And they bring that thought that makes you happy. So you do it consecutively, very, very quickly. Then you tell them to go home and train and do that themselves. Then they really have to train their mind. Every time that negative, painful thought comes, think of the opposite. Opposite. Don't give that negative thought any energy. Even if you say, oh, why do I have this negative thought? You've given it energy. Do you see? And every little energy you give it, it grows. Just disregard it by bringing a beautiful thought. After a while, by itself, the impurities will dwindle away. Because what are you doing? You're putting in a practice which is a non-violent practice. Pratipaksha Bhavana is a non-violent practice. You're not fighting with your mind. You're not blaming yourself. You're not blaming anyone. There is no blame. There is no judgment. It is totally non-violent. It's a beautiful thought. That's how you do it. Too many spiritual people fight with themselves. And I can see 5, 10 years, 15 years of meditation cannot change it because they fight. You cannot fight. And this is the key right here. Give it light. The opposite. St. Francis, let's see. Where there's darkness, let me bring light. Where there's disharmony, harmony. Where there's hatred, love. Do you see where all the spiritual teachers come in? Simple, 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 simple practices. Keep your practice simple. So many things you have to do in order to be a good person. You complicate your mind with too many things. Keep it simple. Keep it every minute, every day. Now, what is coming to you now? How do you deal with now? Oh, but Nalanie, what if it happens tomorrow? I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. It may never happen tomorrow. Don't go there. Train your mind as soon as, oh, but what if tomorrow? Think of something beautiful now. Now. Of course, you have to plan for tomorrow, but planning is okay. But many people get so frustrated and stressed out by planning. Then better not to plan. Because you can be sure you make a plan, man proposes,
God disposes.
many times we make plans. And if God disposes, wow, there's a protection in here for me. There must be something good happening that didn't happen. See, the opposite, positive thought. Wow, how lucky! I didn't go to this because I wouldn't have done this. Oh God, you love me so much. You protect me all the time. Opposite, positive thought. Don't even accept that it's a negative thing happening in your life. Don't even accept it.
Look what happened with my journey.
Your journey. Yeah. Poor girl has been planning for years to go on this journey, this 5 months to India. And every time
I broke my ankle.
Then first she broke her ankle.
But if I didn't broke my ankle, I wouldn't have rented my house.
Exactly, you see, there was a protection plan for you. And she was, okay, I guess I'm not supposed to go on this journey that I wanted to go on for so long. 1 year and she's still here. And one thing and another has stopped her from going. It's almost like, for me, I tell her it's a protection plan. It's probably wrong time to go to India. Probably things are not so good there. It's you don't know. There's a perfect plan. And she smiles, so that's great. So she accepts it's a perfect plan when things don't work out. So that's how you just don't accept. You can say no. You can say, I refuse to accept this as a painful circumstance. I refuse. I'm going to make the best out of this pain. And you will do it. When you're strong, when you're determined, when you put that Shakti. Shakti means power. My mother used to say this prayer every morning. Because she used to suffer from pains and she used to complain a lot. She did. And my father had cancer and he never complained and he was in a lot of pain. So he used to tell her, Chandra, just pray for Shakti. Shakti's power, force, Mother Nature. Say, God, give me Shakti, give me strength, give me love to deal with this. And I used to hear them say this in the breakfast table every morning. Every morning. And that's so powerful. Those words were so powerful. Ask for Shakti. And then you put Shakti in your voice. You put the power in your voice. You put prana in your voice. Don't say, yeah, I'm going to do it. You see children when no, put energy into what you're doing. Because the more energy you put in, the more energy you're receiving from the universe. Speak clearly so the universe hears you. You say, yeah, maybe I should get this from you, maybe. What? I can't hear you. It's really true. So say things with force, and that force will bring, it's got energy, you see? Like attracts like. So when you say things weakly, you attract things weakly. When you say things forcefully, you attract them forcefully. So Sri Patanjali tells us, to the keen and intent practitioner, this samadhi comes quickly. So if you're keen and intent and with the prana, you will get your peace quickly. It's up to you. That's the free choice we have. We have free choice only there. To decide to be happy or to decide to be unhappy. I don't think we have much more. So,
talking about energy, and the song is Fireworks, which
yes.
Let your colors shine, be bright and fireworks with that potential.
Yeah, be a firework. Thank you. You got the message. Good for you. I wasn't even listening anymore.
I love the song.
Yeah, it's a beautiful word. Let your colors shine. Let you shine. Wonderful. Well, nowadays there's some wonderful lyrics in music, So Have you all understand Pratipaksha Bhavana?
Yes.
Can you all say it?
Pratipakša bhavana.
Again?
Pratipakša bhavana.
And that is replacing?
Negative with positive.
Okay. Dark with?
Light.
Hate with?
Love.
Sorrow with?
Joy.
Good! That's Pratipaksha Bhavana. You got it. You're good today. Good. Thank God you have a voice now. Was it last week or the week before? I asked you something, but Hey, you see, when you say it with a voice, you feel it. So always do that. And next time you get a bad thought, remember today how we all laughed, right? And then you go, no, light. You know, put light, surround it with light. Even your own anger, surround it with light. It's not only working with other people, it's also with yourself. Your own frustration, your own stress, your own failures. You know, when you make a failure, don't hit yourself. Just light. Send it light. Your own illnesses, send it light. Send your own illnesses light. Don't focus on the illness. It's getting darker. I'm getting really sick. I may die. What may happen? Don't focus on it. Send it light. Wow, you come here, so I need a rest? Okay, I'm going to rest, and I'm going to be so well after that rest. I will feel so well after this rest. Thank you, wellness, for coming to my life. More hours to meditate, can stay at home, quiet, nice bed. Wow, what a joy. Really, and that's how you look at it. And the illness gets bored with you and you heal quickly. And no need to take hold of your body. It's really true. Everything has energy. Everything has energy. Everything has vibration. Everything is divine. Everything works with this energy. So, and especially ourselves, we're so busy trying to do this for other people, we also must do it to ourselves. Because if we can clean our act up, then there's nothing to blame in anybody else. And then, Sri Patanjali, this is the one you were talking about, condoning, John. When negative thoughts or acts, such as violence, etc., are caused to be done, or even approved of, whether incited by greed, anger, or infatuation, whether indulged with in mild, medium, or extreme intensity, they are based on ignorance and bring certain pain. Reflecting thus is also Pratipaksha Bhavana. What does this mean? It sounds very wordy, doesn't it? When I read this, I don't understand it the first time. When negative thoughts or acts, such as violence, are caused to be done or approved of. In other words, when you have a negative thought, don't approve of it. Don't condone it. When somebody else has a negative, something you see that is very wrong, don't condone it. Even if you condone it a little bit, pain will come to you as a cause of it. Even mildly, medium, or intensely. Anything that is negative, if you condone it, it will cause you pain. It will cause you pain. So don't condone it, and because those negative thoughts are built on ignorance. Maybe sometimes people say things that are said in ignorance. So the best thing to do is to walk away from it. Don't condone it. Don't stay there. Don't give it energy. Don't listen to it. But if you're in a place where it is a lot of negative, then you should do something positive about it. If you're put in a position to protect righteousness, then you have a duty. Because sometimes we are placed in situations where it's really negative and you try to walk away, but you cannot, like if you family members. So what should you do in such a case? And you have to tell or show them, be an example of righteousness. You will be the example of righteousness. By you becoming the example of what should be done correctly, they will lose their power to manipulate you or anybody else. Many times we're put in this position, I call it the battle of Arjuna. The battle. We're put to battle. And it always happens with people you love the most. Always.
Why?
That's your battle.
You're saying always. Why?
I've seen it. You know it.
That experience.
Because they're put close to you to teach you quickly to accept the things you cannot change. Lord, grant me the tranquility to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Oh, I love you guys today. You're really good. You're really good. Yeah, you see, repetition, the more you repeat, the more you know. Immediately a question comes, the answer comes. It comes, because you're constantly repeating. Well, I repeated this practice, so you know it, and the answer comes immediately. This study is Praktipaksha Bhavana. It's just reminding what you already know. But then when you have to face it 24 hours a day, it's very easy to love somebody unconditionally when you don't have to live with them 24 hours a day. Or at least quite a few hours a day. It's not very easy when you have to live with them all the time. It's a different thing. It's always your family or an in-law or somebody like that will cause some friction. And if you can live with that, wow, you transcend your mind. You transcend your mind when you can live with that. So that is the test. That is the test. Don't drown in the test. Don't drown in it. You're allowed 24 hours of anger, and then you pray, and then that's it. Let it go. No more. After 24 hours, say no more. Be strict with your mind. Sometimes the body has to let the anger go, because if you keep it in, it'll make you sick. Because maybe you're not ready to let go yet. It's still affecting you. Your spirit, your heart still feels the pain you're feeling. Your emotions still feel it. So you need to let it out, because by not letting it out, you can get sick. But how do you let it out? In a controlled environment. And then you keep that anger in a controlled environment. You don't take it out of the controlled environment, which is your environment. And after you've looked at it, let it out, and then you really let it go. You need to do that. Because we're human beings and we've been given emotions, and we need to understand that. So that is what Sri Patanjali is saying. Remember the times when you've condoned something negative. And see how you feel afterwards. You feel a little icky. You don't feel good about yourself. You feel a little uncomfortable. Somebody's done something wrong and you don't say anything about it, and you're there to witness it. Didn't Nirvana Moran told us a lovely story, right? That she was working at this firm, and the new manager that come in was horrible. He was really bullying everybody. So she saw all the staff suffering, right? So she got them all together and she said, look, if we make a petition to the boss above him, if all of us are together and ask for a meeting, then we can all try and change the situation. Because from being a happy firm, it became a miserable firm, which means it's not going to be successful for the firm. So she was I said, all agreed, yes, we'll do it. So she arranged the meeting, they all went. So the highest management asked them what they all asked her first, what was the problem. So she told them the problem, and he acknowledged it. All the others, oh, no, we don't have the same problem. As a result, poor girl, she got fired. But good, if she didn't get fired, she wouldn't be here today. Life is interesting, isn't it? But, she said, Nalanie, I couldn't believe, after all they had said, and they condoned this other manager that was so horrible to them by not saying the truth. They were condoning it. And I said, what happened to all of them later? She just left and she never went. She was so hurt. She was so hurt. Now, it's not only her, but I've seen a lot of people do this. They'll tell you, no, this is wrong, we'll back you up. You know, in schools it happens all the time, right? With teachers, with staff members, I'll back you up. I really believe in what, and then when you come to the meeting, they shut up. They don't even say one word to protect you. Not even one word. They just go, and then you go, oh, I can't believe that they've done that. Do you know? You all have experienced it in your life. So don't condone anything negative. It doesn't make you feel very good afterwards. So that is Pratipaksha Bhavana. There's two types. One is replacing with positive. The other type is reminding yourself how bad it made you feel to condone a negative, so you don't repeat the same mistake again.
So what should the person who blurts out things spontaneous?
Now you shouldn't, as a yogi, you should not blurt out things spontaneously. You should be aware. Yeah, shouldn't. That's a person who blurts out things spontaneously.
Not like blurting out something to harm a person, but
still
blurting out something which you believe is your truth.
But it may not be their truth.
No.
So there's no awareness in that. There's no awareness.
But then you're going against yourself in a way, because if your nature is, it's like the story of the person
Can you
who went
all
on
hear
the
her?
boat.
Can you all hear her? Yeah.
The person who went on the boat, and he was given, there was somebody listening on the boat, and what he heard, the advice that the leader or the guru gave him, seemed to be contradictory. Do you remember the story?
Oh yeah, you want me to tell it again?
Well, no, it's just
yeah, Ramakrishna, yeah. Well, you see, you don't blurt. From that story, you learn you don't blurt out. From that story, actually, you say restrain. And I'll tell you this story. She's talking about one of my favorite stories, Ramakrishna. You know, Ramakrishna was a great saint of the 18th century. Wonderful, wonderful soul. If you have a chance, read his books. They are brilliant. Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. It's not written by him because he didn't write, but his disciples wrote for him. So Ramakrishna had a disciple. And in order to see Ramakrishna every day, he had to cross the river, and in the river was this boatman and a lot of people on the boat, and they were rowing across to see Ramakrishna. And everybody in the boat was like making fun of Ramakrishna. Oh, Ramakrishna, I don't know why, he's got so many people following, they're all a bunch of nuts following the spiritual path. And this man got really, really, really angry. What? How dare you? How dare you speak about my master like that? You know what? I'm going to take you and I'm going to just throw you out of this boat if you say one more word. So he arrived to the ashram, went to Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna, you know, today they were speaking badly about you and I stood up for you. You said we should be brave and I was brave. And he goes, what? Why did you do that? You should have kept quiet and not said a word. Non-violence. Okay. The next day there was another disciple coming on the boat and people were criticizing Ramakrishna again. And this man thought, I am supposed to practice non-violence. I have to be peaceful. So he didn't say a word. He let everybody talk. So he went to Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna. Today I was in a boat and everybody was criticizing you. But you know, I applied restraint. I kept quiet. And Ramakrishna said, what? You call yourself my disciple and you didn't protect me? Huh? What kind of disciple are you? So the third disciple who heard the two got very confused. So he went to Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna, I really don't understand. Yesterday, your disciple protected you and you scolded him. Today, this disciple kept quiet and you scolded him. What should we do? And he goes, it's nothing to do with me. He said, yesterday's disciple is an aggressive person. Or just says things without thinking. He should learn to restrain himself. Today's person is a coward. Doesn't like confrontation. Doesn't like to confront anyone. He should learn to speak out. See? So a person who blurts something, because this is my way, you have to know when and how at the right time. And you can't say, this is the way I am. Because many people can say, haven't you heard in your life, oh, try not to be so aggressive and don't use anger. This is the way I am. If you love me, you love me the way I am. That's a cop-out. That's a cop-out. I can love you, beat you up and say I love you. Cop-out. You know, and we condone that bad behavior. That's condoning the negative. Do you see? Then we become as negative as them. You know, in battering, male, female battering, today is not only women get battered, men get battered as well. When the person, and I tell the person who's being battered, when they come to me, I said, you're condoning the negative by every time you go back, you take more. You're condoning it. I don't blame him or her, I blame you for being so cowardly. Because it's a cowardly behavior. If you said from the beginning, don't you dare treat me like that, you would have never been manipulated. But you encouraged it by allowing yourself to be beaten. Next day, to be told, I love you for a few words. You forgive. And then next day, smash, smash, smash. And again, I love you. Well, how easy is that? Who can't say I love you? Easiest thing to say. Do you really mean it? And I tell them that, and they look at themselves and say, yes, it is my responsibility. I've created this monster. Yes. You've allowed it. You've allowed something evil to continue, and then they have the courage to speak up for themselves. Because you're allowing evil to happen. That's not spiritual. You're making that person repeat the negative karma again and again. Spiritual is, you know, once, twice, 3 times, you cannot do this again. Every action creates a negative, cause and effect. By you hurting me, you're creating more negative for you. Do you really want to see that happening to your life? Because the first negative thing is, I will walk away, and then you will be on your own. Don't get scared. No more manipulation. So it means strength. So it really means you can't blur. There's a lot of awareness in what you say. That's yoga. That's why restrain. What is yoga? Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. The restraint of the modifications of the mind stuff is yoga. There is no excuse. Great universal vows. Because when you blurt and you haven't thought about it and it does cause pain to somebody else, you know, even though it's your truth, and it causes pain to somebody else, that's violence. That is violence. And a yogi needs to apply restraint to say, when I blurt this out, because it's my truth, it's my truth, may not be theirs. Am I causing violence or am I not causing? If I'm not causing violence, blurt it out. If I'm causing violence and I'm not ready to, I disturb the energy field, I disturb people, keep quiet. And that's how you do it.
That's a true yogi.
That's a true yogi. It's very easy to say lots of words, lots of people, oh, I do this, and you're not aware of what other people feel. It's violent. It's violent. For me, that's violent.